Hi everyone, I'm with Dr. Liang Chen, a climate research scientist at the Prairie Research Institute, located on the University of Illinois campus at Urbana-Champaign. Hi Liang, thanks for joining us.
Hi everyone, I'm Liang.
First of all, can you tell us more about your background? Why did you choose to become a climate scientist? Why were you attracted to this field?
Let me first introduce myself. I am a climate research scientist at Illinois State Water Survey at Prairie Research Institute at University of Illinois. And my research interests are climate change, climate modeling, and land atmosphere interactions. So I went to college I grew up in China, and I went to college at Liang University, which is located in northwestern of China. Where I also received my master's degree in physical geography. And then I moved to Texas, studied geography at Texas A&M University. And after I received my PhD in summer of 2015, I worked as a postdoc fellow at George Mason University in Virginia. And before Christmas of 2018, I moved here and I started my job at Illinois State Water Survey. So in terms of why I choose this career, so I grew up in central part of China, which is at the geographical boundary between the southern and the northern China. So I always interested in how different the weather, the climate, and the landscapes can be on the north or the south side of the mountain range. So you can see it's drier in the north and wetter in the south, or colder in the north and it's warmer in the south. So that's the first reason I started to study geography in college. And during my senior year of college, I went to a field trip. I went on a field trip to collect the ecological data in a watershed in northwestern China. And I saw how human activities has changed the forest and the prairie because of agriculture and the urbanization. So we wanted to understand the impact on water resource and the ecosystem. At the same time, this kind of land surface change can influence the weather and the climate. So that's the reason I started to study how the land surface can impact the climate. And for my master's thesis, I studied the impact of the land use on climate and water resource in that watershed. And for my PhD dissertation, I was focused on the climate change and the impact of the urbanization on climate in China. So that's, I'm always passionate to study climate because it is a complex system. There are interactions between the different components in the system that may hinder our understanding of climate change. So I enjoy solving the puzzles and also enjoying talking to people about climate change. So that's a big reason I keep working in this field and study climate science.
And what next? How do you see your career evolving?
I would say I'm pretty optimistic about my career in the future. At the Illinois State Water Survey, we have a growing team specialized in climate and atmospheric science. So there are research scientists, postdocs, graduate students, or undergraduate students in this team. So my work is not only fundamental research, like studying the physical mechanisms of certain atmospheric process or climate phenomena, but also there are applied science, like how the climate change will impact the state or the regions, such as the drought in Illinois or the future wind resource in the Midwest. So I see many opportunities of the climate research in Illinois, and I also see a good chance that the team will keep growing at the water survey to conduct more fundamental and applied research for the state and the Midwest.
So now, can you tell us what are you doing currently at the Prairie Research Institute? What does your research work consist of?
Current research is mainly focused on two areas. So one is the climate change impact, and the other one is land atmosphere interactions. So the first about the climate change impact, I use simulations from the climate models to understand the impact of future climate change on extreme events like heat waves drought and the heavy precipitation. So one of my current projects is about the transition between the precipitation extremes, like how long does it take to swing from extreme wet event to an extreme dry event, and how often this transition can occur. So this is very important, especially in Illinois, because this kind of rapid transition can result in environmental and agricultural impacts, such as the spring flood and the summer drought can be devastating to agricultural productions. So our current results show that in a warming climate, these events can be more extreme and the transition can become more frequent. Okay. So the second part of my research is about the land-atmosphere interactions. So simply speaking, the atmosphere can influence the land surface through the radiation, the precipitation, and the air circulations. On the other hand, the land surface can feed back to the atmosphere through the exchange of energy, the water, and the carbon. So like the growth of the urban or the deforestation, they can modify the atmosphere, so influence the weather and climate. My goal the goal of my study is to understand the feedback of the land surface to the atmosphere and find some effective way to change the land surface so that it can reduce the temperature and fight the global warming.
And finally, what would be your advice to purchase to act for the environment and fight climate change?
Enjoy the nature and cherish the nature, and also reduce the carbon emission on our daily life. That's what I would say to how to fight the climate change. But for the future climate scientist, I would say first, you need to find your interest in this field. Like someone loves cloud, someone loves storm chasing. So you need to find your interest in this field. So the academia can be stressful and boring sometimes, but your interest can somehow help you to keep on studying and exploring.
Thanks a lot, Liang. We really appreciate your participation.
Thank you. Thank you for the invitation.